A Canberra judge has handed down a rare life sentence to a man who murdered his two friends with a meat cleaver in Downer almost 3 years ago. Scott Alexander McDougall was found guilty of killing Strawn Bolus and Julie Tattersall after drinking with the pair. It's the first maximum sentence for murder in the ACT since police killer David Eastman was sentenced in 1995.
Nothing will bring them back. But for the families of Strawn Bolus and Julie Tattersall, some closure at last.
Today, I think, was the most just and appropriate sentence that Justice Gray could have handed down, and my family and I are really grateful.
It'll probably help us to move on, but we'll never be the same.
In March, Scott Alexander McDougall was found guilty of murdering Mr Bolus and Miss Tattersall at a house in Downer in September 2008. Now he's been sentenced to life in jail. During his trial last year, McDougall admitted to killing his friends with a meat cleaver, but pleaded not guilty to the charges of murder. The 37-year-old said Mr Bolus came at him and he acted in self-defence. But the prosecution called it a frenzied and ferocious attack. Justice Malcolm Gray agreed, describing the crime as falling into the worst category of offence.
McDougall gave in to a frenzied bloodlust and killed his friends in a most brutal way.
The court heard the killer had been released on parole from a Queensland jail only months before the murders. He had been convicted of assault occasioning grievous bodily harm for stabbing a friend.
I believe he's extremely dangerous and that he is evil personified, and I really don't think he's remorseful.
The victim's family say they'll now focus on the good times they spent together.
He was a wonderful parent, and I feel very lucky to have had him in my life for the short time that I did.
Under ACT legislation, the Attorney-General can ask for a review of the sentence after 10 years. But the family say their life sentence is forever. Jessica Nairn, ABC News, Canberra.